By the
Hey,
way, Alex, what do you think of the Tate's release? Because that's been recent news, and I think it
I'm
was
happy. I don't know.
inevitable.
I'm happy for him. I guess I messaged him a few hours ago, told him congratulations. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's guilty or not. I don't think that tells us anything, but happy that.
Probably
I
not.
mean, it was kind of messed up.
I
He was
think,
being held in jail for a while without any charges. Just from a human rights perspective, that's kind of iffy.
yeah. Well, here's
Yeah,
my take. I think it was inevitable. I don't think they had anything on him in the end. I don't think they really had convicted him of anything. They were just holding them for political reasons,
we
right?
really, really don't know that because first of all, the charges haven't been dropped. He's just under house arrest, but he's still under
Yeah.
technical arrest. So he could be also, if you remember, like about a month ago, the girls got put under house arrest, and then 2 days later they got brought back in, and they had to go back to jail because it was overruled. So that could easily happen. So
Maybe.
in 2 days he could be back in prison, because the
Maybe.
prosecutor is going to appeal, and he might win the appeal or he might not. Yeah, maybe exactly. We don't know. So we just really don't know like
guys,
what
I'm about
the
to go
prosecutor
work out.
has or doesn't have.
All right, have a good workout, man.
Thank you, bro.
Keep your head
All
up.
right, I'll be back.
I don't know, man. Here's the thing. It's like I saw it as a political persecution from the very beginning.
But
I
he's not
always
a
thought that.
politician.
Be honest, not. But he's kind of like an online personality, and I think he's was persecuted through political means, right?
Yeah, I
Maybe,
never.
maybe that's not like the accurate definition, but you kind of get my point, right, Alex?
I get your point. I've always disagreed with that argument. I think people like give the government too much credit sometimes, or like they like. I think in reality, okay, what it could be potentially is there's some prosecutor in Romania, right, who got pissed off by all the statements that Tate made about how Romania is the most corrupt country on the planet, and he was like, "Yeah, you think it's the most corrupt country on the planet? Let me show you." At the same time, there might have been like a complaint that some chick made. Maybe it's false, maybe it's real. So this prosecutor's like, you know what? I'm gonna make this my case. I'm gonna fucking convict this guy. It's gonna fucking make my reputation. I'm gonna be like fucking mayor or president, after I win this big case. That's typically how it works for prosecutors. They typically don't want to stay prosecutors for life.
Yeah.
They want to move up. So there might have been like some like initial like starting point, like some complaint to the police. Actually, we know that there has been complaints to the police. Some prosecutor looked at that. He didn't really like Tate. He was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking make this my mission to put this guy away. And maybe he like bended some rules, right? But I don't think it's like that's totally possible. I don't think there's like grand conspiracy that like all of the fucking left, countries are teaming up to like put like Crusader Tate away. It's usually like I think people give the government like way too much credit.
Well, here's the thing. Alex. Here's the thing, Alex. There was confirmation that the two females, I believe, that accused Tate of wrongdoing were fucking making that shit up, right?
So
There was actual.
Yeah, so there's 6 accusers. There's 6 accusers. 2 of the 6 have gone back and said, no, we no longer believe that. So 2 out of the 6 have withdrawn their allegations, which is definitely like kind of sus, right? Because it's like, okay, like yeah, like why are 2 of the girls changing their story? But the other 4 are still like sticking to their story. So it's not like every girl's like pulling out. There's more girls.
I don't know, man. I'll refrain my judgment until justice is done. You know what I'm saying? Because I believe if you're willing to turn back your judgment, at least for like those 2, right? Because I believe they didn't, as far as I know from what I saw, they didn't pull back their judgment at least until like the quote unquote the text came out, right? Where they said they were going to accuse Tate.
It was way before that. It was way before that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
they were making videos saying like, yo, by the way, like I'm one of the girls in the case. I don't think Tate is guilty. I felt pressured into it. So it was before the text came out. That's for sure.
There's also a lot of evidence of him admitting to like actual crimes.
Yeah,
Like him
Yeah,
admitting.
there's definitely that too.
I'm saying
So the argument the defense uses is that he plays a character online, and that's like all hyperbole. I mean, if I had to bet money, I would bet my money when it comes to human trafficking that Tate is innocent. I do think he does like definitely some very unethical things, like use the lover boy method, like lie to girls, like manipulate girls, like for example, like scam dudes for money. But that doesn't make him a human trafficker, right? So yeah, I think like if I had to bet money, I'd say he's innocent, but I don't know what evidence the prosecution has. However, what I think, like I truly believe this, is that even if he's completely innocent of human trafficking, they're going to get him on tax evasion, and he's definitely guilty of tax evasion.
Yeah, I think
What's
Alex
the
makes a
other
good point.
Wait, but isn't
Sorry,
human
but
trafficking something he already admitted to, though? Like
No,
in his YouTube videos?
he's never admitted to like human trafficking. He's admitted to, for example, withholding money from girls, right? But he's never actually said, "Hey, I trafficked these girls. I kept these girls." The real question is, were these girls coerced into doing what they were doing, or were they doing this from their free will? He has never admitted to coercing girls publicly that I've seen.
Isn't
Yeah.
the Loverboy method human trafficking?
No, it's not. Like Loverboy
No.
method is not illegal. It's just highly unethical.
Okay, because I remember I was seeing like you talking to Destiny about that, and I thought he made some good points, even though I
No,
didn't
it's not. It's
usually
not
like.
illegal to like get a girl to fall in love with you and then just like use that love to like get her to do things you want, right? That's not illegal. That's just like a douchebag thing to do.
Yeah.
But like there has to be, for it to be human trafficking, there has to be some coercion. Like the girl feels physically or at the very least like financially and mentally threatened, like she has no choice. And that's what the prosecution has to prove, which is why they're talking so much about whether the girls could leave their apartment or not. And that's why that's such a big issue, because if the girls could leave their apartment, then chances are they're not really under pressure. But if they could not leave the apartment, then that's like really sus. So that's why like that's really
there was
broad
also-
question.
Did you guys hear that? Like, there's also the girl that like left her boyfriend to go to him. She did that of her own accord, so it's difficult to make that a case that she's somehow coerced or something.
I don't think that girl's one of the 6 accusers, but I could be wrong.
I mean, I heard of like these 2 girls from America that like left their boyfriends, hopped on a plane, went to Romania just to live with him. So
No, that was ages ago. It was like they were at like a house party, and then their boyfriend saw him on Tate's story or something and called the American embassy, and that's when he got raided last year. But I think that's different from this case.
Yeah, no, that is different from the case. But yeah, like I think that like, yeah, he might be innocent of human trafficking, but he's definitely guilty of tax evasion, and they'll get him on that, and he'll do like at least several years in jail because they're not just gonna like if he was just like a random rich person who's like not famous. What would happen was if he was innocent of human trafficking but guilty of tax fraud, then they would just like make him pay a massive fine, like millions of dollars, and call it a day, right? That's typically how that works with rich people, but not with celebrities. There's too much on the line with like the prosecutors. They're gonna go out of their way to make sure he does jail time for the thing that they can get him on, which is tax evasion, I believe. Like some other technical thing that has to do with like taxes and like organization. So yeah, so I don't think he's like free. I really like if I had to bet my money, I would bet like a lot of money that he's gonna go back to jail.